So it's already Black Clover 354. Spoilers are out. This chapter is hype. The stuff that we start getting leaked, it's basically the start of Judgment Day. It feels a little bit too fast for me in terms of like everything moving forward. I can't believe we had like a time skip of 3 days just like that. But this is Black Clover. However, this chapter is hype. We got to see people that were dead get reborn, and basically my last video was like 100% spot on except for 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝. So I don't know if 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 is here yet, but because Lucius shares information with Lucifer, also Astaroth, I wouldn't be surprised if 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 comes to life. Still, this is epic. This is crazy. I can't believe what's happening. I knew this was gonna happen, but it's sad because it feels like this is the last arc and it feels also rushed. Enjoy Black Clover while it lasts, unfortunately. So let's get into these Black Clover 354 spoilers. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussion, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you liked the video, like the video. So we should remove some false copyright strikes. So let's get this channel back to 5,000. I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me so far. So the chapter itself is called Judgment Day. It kind of gives you an idea of what this chapter is going to be about. It tells you right there in the title that those 3 days that Asta should have been training skipped. So in my opinion, if 𝚤𝚘𝚎 wanted to, or if he could, he should have made those 3 days like back to where the captains were and let us know exactly what was happening with their end and also the Black Bulls, because we kind of just jump into the final war. It in itself, it kind of shows me that 𝚤𝚘𝚎 is being either rushed or he wants to finish the Black Clover series as soon as possible. It's bittersweet. This chapter is super hype, but it's also sad that Black Clover is ending so quickly. Basically, my last video was spot on, except for 𝙲𝚘𝚎𝚑𝚝. I told you guys that all these people were going to be reborn. Some of y'all didn't believe me, some of y'all did, but it was pretty clear this was going to happen. It kept getting foreshadowed, like all these people that died in the series, and now they're fighting somebody that's trying to be God. Of course, this guy's going to try to manipulate emotionally the characters so that he can have the best chances of succeeding. I mean, that's who Lucius is. Basically, Judgment Day has come. Lucius says, let's take the first steps towards the new world peace, as he's taking a step with some of his paladins. Then we're showed to the Clover Kingdom. You kind of have an idea who these paladins are. All the Magic Knights are waiting, including Yuno and the captains. In the meanwhile, Yami and Charlotte begin to chat. This interaction between Yami and Charlotte is interesting. It's a sweet moment because Yami finally figures out, hey, this woman likes me, might as well just take advantage of it. It's a good moment for Yami, in my opinion, because, you know, Yami kind of just been that dude that's oblivious to women apparently, but now he's starting to catch on that, hey, Charlotte has feelings for him, and it'll be an interesting mix between them. Like, what is going to be their relationship like? And also, it kind of gives you an idea as to how Asta and Noelle's relationship will be, because even though I think Charlotte is just a noble and she's not a royal, if I'm not mistaken, but Yami's a foreigner. From what I know, foreigners are basically lower than peasants. So the fact that Asta is a peasant, he's actually was raised and born in Clover Kingdom, he's a little bit higher up in the social ladder in terms of that sense. So it'll be very interesting to see how Yami, a foreigner, marries a noble woman. That might be like a prequel as to Asta, who is a peasant, marrying a royal. Charlotte says sorry for avoiding Yami for the past days. She said she's been fighting this battle with no personal feelings. She'll just do what she needs to be done. Yami jokingly says nobody is worried about her and calls her the Thorn Princess like in the past. It's kind of the typical Yami response, you know, he always has to throw that joke in and always has that nickname for somebody. Then Yami tells Charlotte, when this fight is over, since you can't hold your drink, how about let's getting some tea? There's some things I'd like to talk about. That right there is big in terms of Yami's progression or like romance and stuff like that, because now that he knows that Charlotte likes him and he also knows that she can't hold a drink, taking her out for some tea will be very interesting, similar to like maybe he can talk to her about the traditions of tea drinking in the land of the rising sun. We get explained some of the Clover Kingdom's preparation. The population has been evacuated to the noble realm. Basically everywhere in the Clover Kingdom outside the noble realm is basically going to be the battlefield. I understand because Lucius is technically in the Clover Kingdom, but still, like, it would be very cool if they had like a certain spot and everybody was fighting and like all the kingdoms fought in that spot. But it makes sense that the battle is going to be in the Clover Kingdom, because we have battles before, but it's always like at the border of the Diamond in the Clover Kingdom and also in the Spade Kingdom. So it makes sense that we're going to have it in the Clover Kingdom. They forfeit their borders, and then neighboring countries have been alerted as well. You see the Spade Kingdom and the Heart Kingdom. It makes me wonder, like, when are we going to see the Diamond Kingdom get played? Like, it feels like the Diamond Kingdom has been not shown in the series for such a long time. Like, I wonder when are they going to be shown. shown again. There has to be something that puts him back in the story. I mean, I thought it was going to be the dwarves. We haven't seen the dwarves yet. Judgment Day is here, which makes me wonder, like, even though Judgment Day is here, is it really going to just be one day, or is it going to be like a whole entire series of days? Because to me, it's just weird that we're getting everything so quickly, we're getting everything so now, versus there's so many things that we haven't seen in the story, like the dwarves, what's going on with the Black Bulls in terms of how they're going to get 𝙲𝚘𝚏𝚝. Too many things going on at the same time. Of course, what I think is going to happen, they're going to fight Lucius, and then when everything looks bleak, 𝙲𝚘𝚏𝚝 comes, and then everybody's like, oh yay, 𝙲𝚘𝚏𝚝 is our savior. I think that's what's going to happen, because 𝙲𝚘𝚏𝚝 is the main character, but still, I want to see the dwarves. There's just so many things here that are being left out in the open, and it feels like everything is moving so quickly. Then again, the dwarves might be in the land of the rising sun. However, where is the Diamond Kingdom? Like, where is Mars? We haven't seen Mars in forever. And then this part is huge. Jack, as usual, mumbles something about slashing up the enemy, and at that minute, Lucius arrives. Lucius arrives like a villain straight out of some horror movie. Someone that looks like Knots arrives, and then Jack tells him off for being late, and then realize it's not Knot, but Morgan as Paladin. This is what I've been telling you. I knew Morgan was going to be brought back alive, and he was going to be turned into a Paladin. The crazy thing is that Morgan is actually having the same horns as 𝙲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝. I even predicted that in my last video. I knew this was going to happen. I knew Lucius was going to bring back Morgan, and he was going to give Morgan 𝙲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝's power. That is very sadistic of him. He is that type of villain, and we needed that villain in Black Clover, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it right now, that this is what the final villain of a series will do. They'll bring back a loved character, and then they'll use the thing that killed him to power it up. That is beyond evil. Hopefully we get to see more of 𝙲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝's attacks, like we get to see his magic. This is beyond crazy. It was just like common sense that Yami was gonna end up fighting Morgan, and I hope that Morgan stays alive after this, but we'll see. We're not entirely sure what will happen after Lucius is defeated by 𝙲𝚘𝚏𝚝. Will the bodies just that got reborn disintegrate, or will they stay alive? My opinion, Morgan is gonna stay there, and he's gonna stay alive, but I would love to see the reaction with Knot when he sees Morgan. That reaction is gonna be crazy. I also wonder, like, how many people know that Morgan existed, and Morgan and Knot are two different people. I only think maybe Jack knows. Obviously, Yami, Julius/Lucius. I didn't mention this in the video that I had last time, but Morgan was a part of Julius' squad, so it was pretty clear that this is gonna happen. This is the part that's pretty bad. Jack loses an arm, and he gets a hole in the stomach. He's most likely dead. I don't think he's gonna come back to life. You know, seeing him get taken down like that, that's a hard blow for his fans. He literally got his arm chopped off. He has a hole in his stomach. I mean, obviously we have overpowered healers like Mimosa. Mimosa could heal him in a way, but the way this is going, I think Jack could end up turning into a paladin. Right then and there, we're starting to see more captains turn into paladins. That'd be very cool if that happens, seeing all the captains turn into paladins, and then like the Black Bulls have to fight the captains. Even the Golden Dawn as well, some of the members that are actually important start fighting the captains that are paladins. I don't see the Golden Dawns that died that one time when Xenon slaughtered half the Golden Dawn. I don't see them being reborn. It will be cool to see the captains lose here and all of them turn into paladins. That'd be very interesting. But the fact that we see Morgan turn back to life with 𝙲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝's power, that is beyond twisted. Lucius has been built up to be that guy, to be that character, to do something that foul, so I'm not surprised in that sense. Yami's shocked to see Morgan, who just says that Yami, hey Yami, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Yami's so shocked that the cigarette drops out of his mouth. I'm not entirely sure if they were aware that Lucius could return back to dead. I know that 𝙲𝚘𝚏𝚝 was aware because of Ryu, but I'm not entirely sure if the captains were. They're probably looking at this like, wow, this is crazy. What's going on in their head is probably, this can't be possible. We're fighting against literally a god. We also do see that Noelle's mother does get reborn as well. You see the Noelle's siblings all looking in fear. They're in shock because they see their mother alive. She basically has been reborn. I wonder what magical power she has, like what devil she has. I did say that she might have Lucifero's power or Beelzebub power, so we'll see who she actually has as the devil that she's using magic to become a paladin. This is crazy. I mean, I can't believe this is happening, but I can't believe it's happening so quickly. And it's kind of sad if you think about it, because these characters have lost their loved ones, and seeing them being brought back to life, not only as somewhat slaves, but their opponents that they have to fight to death. It must be really hard for them. Light rays start breaking through the clouds, and a clueless child says, an angel, as Lucius appears above. And then Lucius says, well then, let's bring happiness to the world. And then the chapter ends. Honestly, at this point, I think there's going to be a divine race in Black Clover. I know it's too late. People are telling me the series is ending to be introduced into a new race, but literally, we haven't seen the dwarves. We keep getting reference of angels in the series. Like literally, they're fighting pseudo angels, false angels. So there has to be something. something there. There's just no way that there's not a divine race in Black Clover. But that's basically all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this chapter. Let me know what you think about Noelle's mother being reborn. What devil do you think she has the paladin powers from? Do you think it's Lucifer? Do you think it's Beelzebub? How do you feel about Morgan being revived and him using Lucy Focus's power, the same power that literally wiped him out? What do you think is Not's reaction once he sees Morgan? How do you feel about Black Clover feeling like it's moving so quickly? The pace is moving very fast. When are we going to see the dwarves? When are we going to see the divine race? Alright, like if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.